Taiwan.
So you don't have any like favorite food or?
Well, but the Taiwanese festival, I don't know. I don't know it. I don't really know big difference between Taiwanese and Chinese culture.
Well, they're practically the same because like the people from Taiwan moved to China.
Right.
China moved to Taiwan.
Okay.
After the war. So do you know any like? Do you have any idea like what your favorite like Chinese food? Have you ever had Chinese food? Or?
I've had Chinese food.
And do you have like a favorite one?
I like lots of it. I like the noodles. I like broccoli beef, wonton soup.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you know any like any Chinese Taiwanese festivals at all? Like.
Not really. No.
You're not okay.
The only ones I'm familiar with, I know that for weddings and stuff, there's always a dragon dance, and there's certain things that are done. But as far as a specific festival, like a holiday, I'm not really familiar with any.
Oh, so like you know like the Chinese culture and like how like things are done in like certain festivals and.
So not really.
Not really? Alright. So do you know any spoken languages in Taiwan by any chance?
I'm assuming Chinese is predominantly spoken, but I would guess there are local dialects that are different. I know throughout China there are various dialects that are spoken, but as far as I know, I just kind of refer to them all as Chinese.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you know like when students like, do you know what determines which college is like a high school student will go to in Taiwan?
Well, I'm guessing there's probably placement tests, but that's just a guess. I don't really know.
Yeah,
for sure.
there is a placement test, and it like in the colleges when they look at it, they only look at the placement test.
Single test. Yeah.
Don't care about like your extracurricular at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and. Do you know how big Taiwan is? Just an idea.
Not really. I know it's a fairly small island, but it holds a pretty decent sized population. So
yeah.
You know.
All right. Yeah. Do you know? So you don't know any Taiwanese holiday, or do you? You don't know any? Okay. Do you know anything like what the youth in Taiwan do like to celebrate or?
Nope, I have no idea.
All right. Why do you think there's like two different ways to write Chinese? Like one way is the traditional, and then later they came up with a simplified version of writing Chinese. Do you have any idea why there is?
Well, I can make guesses, but I don't really know for sure. I'm guessing since it's called simplified, it's probably easier to do.
Yeah.
And in general, throughout history, the last 1,000 years or so, the poorer classes were not literate, and it was the wealthy that could read and write. That was the same in Europe. I'm assuming that may be the same in Asia as well. And that as people evolved and more people became literate and began to read and write, they may have adjusted. The languages change, written languages change throughout the centuries. So I'm assuming that at some point, as language was evolving, as the written language in China was evolving, two different sources, two different forms of writing evolved as a consequence of that.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
You bet.
All right. Thank you so much.